The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Here comes Marquez Stevenson now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They start the drive with Cook. And some room to run now. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Allen off the play fake. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And this one is incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
On 2nd down, Cook. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. Play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Play action. Allen. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's good for 28 yards.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And he'll take this one down to the 36.
Now, they did get a little gain on this play, but all in all, a nice job defensively against the touch pass. They were able to string it out towards the sideline and never let him get the corner and turn it upfield for a bigger chunk of yardage.
Another target for Stephon Diggs, and he brings it in. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like
touchdown Bills. James Cook, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bills will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground. Carter. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with a verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has a 2 defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside, where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers, and if the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing is Wilson. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for more. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. That's taken on the 25. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Now Allen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this will be taken at the 13. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
After the sack on first down, Wilson. Open man is Uzama. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give up the middle to Carter. And he is going to lose yardage here. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Play action. It's Wilson. Flush to his right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack. He'll air this one out from Mims. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket, because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
On 1st and 10, it's Carter. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest...
Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Zach Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from evening this one up. Zerline connects on the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Stevenson now, he's going to bring this out. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. Play action. Now it's Allen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Taken in at the 11. For a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched in nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet 1st down. Here's Wilson to throw. Throw right side, complete to Carter. So no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. The Jets had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener, and they were given a gift of 2 straight home games to start the campaign. Dropped one of them already. You have to figure a split of these 2 probably imperative.
And they did talk about that with us prior to the game, about how important it is to start the season 1-1, especially with 2 games at home. Because if you go 0-2, hard to make those up on the road as the season progresses. And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Wilson. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. All knotted up at 7. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Carter straight ahead, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle 3rd of the field where he threw that one. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Back to the ground with Carter. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Another run on 2nd down with Carter. And this time they were ready for him, as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the 1st half. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Another tote for Carter. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 49 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
I'm surprised that they ran it there, but the end justified the means, I guess.
Both of us are surprised that they ran it there. The NFL is not a league where you run the ball on third and that much yardage. I like their fortitude in the call, though. They had something that they saw, and they went with it, and it's paid off in a nice way.
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Here's the sneak with Wilson. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Zerline's kick is up and through. So 3 points on the board. As easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
They're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And the Jets set to receive this 3rd quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the 2nd half. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third and 2, now Wilson. Deep ball for Goodwin. It got his man, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. On the counter, Carter. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
What an advantage having an elite guy to build a defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 60 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Carter fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
They'll try to run for it with Carter. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Mike Michael Carter, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Zerline good with a PAT. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got two extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Here's a give to Carter. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
On first down, right back to Carter.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
On second down, a run with Carter.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
On third down, Wilson. Throw left side complete. That's Carter. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will open the lead up to 20-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception in the ballgame.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
And here's Ryan Wright now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, and you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll run with Carter. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. He'll return it from the 6. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Looking to throw again on second down. Allen over the middle. That's caught by Ridley. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now. And this is Cook with a grab. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it second down. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Allen to throw once more. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Throwing now is Allen. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Jets will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
They'll try the left side with Carter. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, You have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 41. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 106 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll go again with Carter. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on first down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on, because that's the touchdown. Marquise Goodwin scoring a touchdown against his former mates.
And the Jets have pretty well put it away here in the fourth quarter. They're going to try and run. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Okay, great.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A.J. Epinesa, the one credited for the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Third and long, it's Wilson. He'll air this one out for Mims. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Even with a big lead here in the fourth, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Oh, Wilson going to throw. He'll air this one out for Mims. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
No surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he barely gets it out of the end zone to the 1. What a disaster.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as